Another Linux application from TinkerzLab. All right, so this one is called MyScreenShot, and the reason that I created this little app was because I create a lot of video tutorials, right? I wanted to do a tutorial on the Brisk menu, which is the menu system that comes with Mate desktop with the Ubuntu 24.04, which is the operating system. I just upgraded to, I don't know, maybe a month ago, month and a half ago. So I wanted to take a screenshot of the menu system when it was open. So I've got the menu system open, so I go and I select print screen, and with the menu open, the print screen utility won't even launch, which I thought was kind of odd. I had no idea that the print screen utility that comes with the desktop manager wouldn't launch with the file manager opened up. How bad is that, right? So since I'm using Linux, and Linux is Linux, it's not like other operating systems. You're not tied in, you're not tied down, right? So there's almost always a way to do something on Linux as opposed to other operating systems, right? Okay, so I did some research and I found that this application called ImageMagick, which has been around for a very long time, it's a very mature application that has tons of features for image processing. One of the things it has is an import utility that will take a picture of the root window of the desktop. Regardless of what the desktop environment is. So I tested that, and lo and behold, it would take a screenshot of the entire window with the menu system opened up. Problem solved. But I figured I'm going to need this functionality again on down the road, so that's why I created. That is why I created this little application, this little Linux application. Should work on any Linux system, with the software that I'm using, and I'll go over that in a minute. But Bash, Zenity, I use Zenity for the graphical user interface. Bash does all the hard work, the Bash shell. I use the Play utility from SOX, Sound Exchange application, and what else? Oh, and then I use the import utility from ImageMagick. So as long as you have those things installed, that's all that you need. I don't know how well it will work with a compositor if you're using a compositor on top of your desktop environment, but you can test that out and let me know. But anyway, okay, so we could not even launch our screenshot application with the menu open. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to go into accessories. I'm going to select my screenshot app that I created. The first thing it's going to want you to do is select the folder where you want to save your screenshots. Okay, so I'm going to go into pictures. I'm going to go down. I've got within pictures I created a subfolder called MyScreenShots, specifically for this application. All right, so now comes my screenshot options, and I'm gonna right now I just want to take a single screenshot of the desktop with the menu system opened in the accessories, so I can see my screenshot icon there, right? Okay, so I need a little bit of time to get the menu open and get it where in the menu that I want open, which is accessories. So I'm going to select screenshot count of 1, a single screenshot. I'm going to save it in PNG format, and I want 3 seconds. To give me 3 seconds to get the menu open and get it to accessories, get my cursor out of the way, my mouse cursor out of the way, so I get a screenshot capture of it. Okay, so I'm going to say okay, and it's going to let me know it's ready to take screenshots. Once they're complete, a notification will appear. So I didn't want the dialog to get in the way of the screenshot, right? I didn't want to take a screenshot of the dialog. So once I select OK, the process will start for taking the screenshots. The dialog will be hidden until the screenshots are complete, and then a dialog will appear to let me know that they are complete. So I'm going to select OK. I'm going to go to Menu, Accessories. Oh, I didn't get there. All right, so screenshots are complete. If I go into my screenshots folder, I got a copy. I guess I did get accessories. I didn't think I had it open. Okay, so it took a screenshot. Luckily, it took the image. It took the screenshot when I had the accessories submenu open, because I kind of screwed up and moved my mouse cursor down and opened up I think the administration submenu. But it got the menu that I wanted, so that's pretty cool, right? All right, so let's go ahead and close out the screenshot that we just took. And I'm going to go ahead and delete this file to my trash folder, empty my trash. Okay, now let me go ahead and minimize this so we can see the screenshot. So I've got my other utility installed here, which allows me to have a different background image for all of my workspaces. And I've got 4 workspaces set up. This is my little workspace applet up here. So this is workspace 1, workspace 2, workspace 3, workspace 4. So I've got a different background for each one. So this utility comes in really handy for the type of things that I like to do. All right, so and I've got a mouse shortcut, keyboard shortcut, not a mouse shortcut, a keyboard shortcut set up so I can change from workspace to workspace. All right, you can see the different backgrounds loading. So what I want to do now in my screenshot is I want to go back in. I want to load it up, but I want to take a burst mode of 4 screenshots this time. So I'm going to select my folder where I want to save my screenshots, which is going to be Pictures, my screenshots, okay? And then I'm going to save these in WebP format because they're smaller, you know, in size. They're lossy, but they're smaller in size, so they're good for like background images, right? I want to take 4 of them, 4 images, 1 for each one of my backgrounds. Because I've got an audio file that sounds like a shutter on a camera, every time it takes one photo, you will hear that shutter sound. So that's my timing to let me know when one screenshot has been taken, then I can go to the next workspace, wait for the screenshot because I'll hear the shutter sound, go to the next workspace for the next one, and on, on and on. Okay, so with this application that I've created, you can take up to 10 screenshots at a time with a pause of up to 10 seconds in between each one. I should give you plenty of time to do whatever you need to do, I would think. Okay, so I'm going to put 3-second pause between each one of these 4 screenshots. So it'll take 12 seconds. I want to save it in a WebP format. So I'm going to say OK. Okay, now we're getting ready to start the screenshot. So I'm going to get my hands on my keys here, my keyboard, so that I can switch from one workspace to the next one every time I hear the camera shutter. Okay, so here we go. Workspace 1. Workspace 2. Workspace 3. Workspace 4. Okay, and now my screenshots are complete. So all 4 of them, having the shutter sound after each screenshot gives me the timing that I need to get to the next area that I want to focus on for the next screenshot. And 3, moving from one workspace to the other, 2 seconds would probably be fine, but I just give myself 3 seconds just in case, so I don't have to do it again, right? So now if I go into my screenshots, I've got all my WebP files here, and so if I bring those up, number 1 is the first workspace, all right, number 2 is the second workspace, number 3, third workspace, and number 4 is the fourth workspace. So this little utility that I created just works awesome for the type of things that I need it to work for, right? All right, so when you install it, and we'll take a look right here. Let me see, screenshot application. Yeah, okay, so there's 7 files. There will be a link to it in the show notes. It's in a zip file. You can download the zip file, unpack the zip file wherever you want to unpack it, in a temp folder, your download folder, whatever. When it unpacks, you'll see a MyScreenShot _v1 folder. Inside that folder will be these 7 files. So you have the icon, you have the wave file, which makes the sound for the camera shutter, so you can hear it right there. So you get the sound file, you get the desktop file, which creates the menu entry for you in accessories. You get a README file, and I suggest you read it. MyScreenShot _v1.sh, that's your primary application file. You get the install script, and you get the uninstall script. Now, you need to do this from a terminal. So if I open up a terminal here, and I'm not going to install it or uninstall it because I already have it installed on my system, but what you would do is you would I'm just going to copy this to make it easier for me so I don't have to enter it in with the keyboard. But you have to, of course, use root privileges in order to install or uninstall applications on a Linux system. Okay, so I'll show you. There will be an error message that will come up if you try to run this script, the install script, without having root privileges. So if I hit enter, it says this script must be run as root or with root privileges, aborting. Run the script with the privileges sudo MyScreenShot _v1 install.sh. So if I was wanting to enter this, I would just enter sudo, right? They'll let them know that I want to be the super user to install this. After I enter this, it will give me a dialog to enter in my password, and if I have the authority, of course, it will go ahead and run the script and install the application. If I were wanting to uninstall this application, bring it up here, I don't want to uninstall it, but if I were, then I would just run the uninstall script. Again, if I try to run as a normal user, it's going to give me a screen that tells me you don't have the privileges to do that. You need to use sudo or su as root in order to uninstall the application. And that's all there is to it. It'll give you a little statement down here, let you know when it's been installed, when it's been uninstalled. So that's all there is to installing and uninstalling the MyScreenShot application in Linux. When you install it, it will install in the folder user local. It will create its own subdirectory, MyScreenShot v1, which is where you will find 6 of those files that we just looked at. And if you go in and look at the user local bin file, it will create a symlink there to the MyScreenShot program so that you have the executable for the program in your path. If you want to enter it in from the command line, you could do that. And then in the user share applications folder, that is where it will copy the desktop file that has, a link to the executable, a description of the application name, and of course the icon that incorporates it into the menu. And it will show up under your menu under accessories, MyScreenShot version 1.0. That's all there is to it. If you decide to uninstall it by running the uninstall script, it removes everything that it installed. The icon here, it will be removed from the menu system. It will remove the application folder. It will remove the symlink in the user local bin folder. Everything that it copied to the system will be removed. So it doesn't leave anything behind, okay? So, and I think that's the way to do it. So that is the MyScreenShot application. It works great for me. I like having a screenshot utility that will work no matter what. Even if I have the menu system open, no matter what I have open on my system, this little utility will take a screenshot of it, as opposed to the default screenshot utility that's built into the desktop manager, which apparently will not take a screenshot with the menu open. I don't know if there's any other restrictions on the default screenshot utility, but I do know that the menu is one of them. So if you need an application where you can take a screenshot of your entire desktop, no matter what, this might be your ticket. So there'll be a link to it in the show notes. There'll be a link to the there'll be a link to the playlist for all the videos I published for Linux so far, including the application that you can install so that you have a different background for each workspace if you would like to have that feature like I wanted, which is why I created it. So links to the MyScreenShot application are in the show notes. Link to the playlist for all the videos I published on Linux so far are in the show notes. In that playlist, you will find links to videos of other applications and tips and tutorials that I've produced for Linux. So take a look at it. That's a wrap on this episode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time in the TinkerzLab.